First grade?
So first off, thanks to the Stearns for throwing this wonderful party. We're all happy to be here. This is a little awkward. We actually had the same poem as the first group. We're just going to read this one and see how it goes. So, back in high school, a lot of you probably know Alex as a great guy and a great athlete and all these things, but you probably don't know Alex, the hopeless romantic. In high school, he probably made this group of guys watch The Notebook, Love Actually, Titanic, and Notting Hill more times than any group of guys should watch themselves. And we were like, yeah, these are good movies, but why are we always watching this like repeatedly? And it wasn't until 10 years later, when he texted me from orientation in law school, that I kind of got what he was doing. He was studying what true love really was. And he was looking at what all these movie love was about, and he sure found it when he found Kaylie. And he knew that the second he saw her, and he knew it would be a long play. And he waited it out, and he found his happy ending. He found his movie lover.
So although we did fool a lot of people in high school, I didn't actually know Alex as long as the other guys here. They grew up with him. We fooled everyone thinking that I was a Green Acres crew from the start. I didn't meet him until high school. But, you know, through high school and in the, 10 or whatever years since, Alex and all of us, honestly, we're kind of kids. We're like big kids at heart. And, you know, Alex is a wild man, a goofball. He's a daredevil. He loves fruit by the foot. He loves each famous PB&Js, obviously. Jesse McCartney's "Beautiful Soul," favorite song. To be fair, it's a classic. But then something happened. This kid went to law school, and he met a girl, and 2 years later, he called me to tell me that he was going to propose to this girl in Venice on the Grand Canal. So, all these years, this kid somehow transformed into a man, and I think we all know how that happened. Kaylie. You know, I think he's always going to be a kid at heart. That's why we all love him so much. He's the best friend and guy that we know. But you made a man out of him, and I think we all knew it had to happen eventually. So, congrats. Cheers. Thank you guys.
So, growing up, one of the nicknames we had for Stern was Luck Boy, which speaks to his luck and also speaks to our creativity. And the best example of Luck Boy I can think of is when we would go to Rehoboth Beach every summer. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Rehoboth Beach, there's shops, there's restaurants, there's a beach, there's girls. So as a couple 5'8", $140 guys, we would go to the arcade at the end and play games for prizes. To potentially show to girls that didn't exist. And we each had a game that I think really summarized our personalities that we were the best at. So Jeff was the best at whack-a-mole. He's athletic, he's fierce, hates rodents. That joke landed better than I thought, so I'm going to pull out better stuff. Lennon's game was a racehorse game where you had to quickly push balls into a hole, the quickest person, the quickest horse. Which I think speaks to what we all are well aware of, is his serious gambling problem. The signs were all there. Meltzer played a game that I'm going to call Frog Pound, which involved taking a rubber frog bomb, pounding a mallet, and it landing. And the game was famous mainly for being the only game there where you got a prize for participating. My game, no more jokes. My game was water gun game where you shot a target, which was widely considered the sexiest game. It took wit,
Low bar.
Muscles, pretty much everything you could dream of. Now, Stern's game was called Plinko. And the game involved dropping a ball into a little thing with prongs and turning your hand 15 degrees in either direction to catch the ball. Unlike our games, which were competitive against other people, Plinko wasn't competitive. It was in fact by yourself. It was widely viewed as the lamest game. Now, we never understood why Stern played it, but we would all play our games and we came together, and inevitably Stern would always have the biggest prize. And we were always like, what the hell, dude? What were you playing? Plinko. Alright, show us what Plinko is. He'd show us, we'd do it, we were terrible at it, we'd say, luck boy, he can do Plinko, it's stupid, and we'd leave. Years later, we figured out a few things. One is that Stern had actually taken the time to figure out Plinko, which is to say, if you put the ball in a certain area and then follow where it is in the middle, he had a pretty good idea of where it would end up. And the other thing we realized is that Plinko has the biggest prizes. So Stern actually went to the arcade, found the game with the biggest prizes, and was like, this is the one I'm going to be good at. So what does this have to do with Kaylie and Stern? Well, I was hoping I'd figure that out by now. I think what it says is that, what we all know is that Stern was never really luck boy. He created his own luck. He was under the radar, under some of us who were a little more boisterous. He always put in the time and effort, and good things came to him because he put in the work and cared. And he sought out that game because it had the biggest prize. So, I'm not going to compare you to a stuffed toy made in China. But I will say, to Luck Boy, I believe you are the luckiest thing to happen.
Cheers.
So Alex has always been a popular guy. This dates so far back, in fact, that in kindergarten, our teachers had to create a sign-up sheet for the seats next to him at lunch. Alex hates when I tell that story. He thinks it's made up. And I won't admit if it is or it's not. But I was thinking about that story, and there's something true behind it, I think. Actually, not too long ago, Papa Sam's funeral was held, unfortunately. We love Papa Sam. But at that time, somebody said, I think it was Andy, that Papa Sam, everyone he talked to, he made them feel valued, he made them feel interesting, he made them feel important. And as I was hearing that said, I thought to myself, that reflects on Alex so exactly. That's so true. That's so true of Alex. And what it does is it inspires confidence in people. It's inspired confidence in all of us in incredible ways. He makes you do things you didn't think you were capable of doing. I climbed 19,000 feet in the Himalayas near Everest. Didn't think I could do that. Adam never thought he'd be a track athlete. He thought he'd be a basketball player. College track star. He's very short. It's shocking. Obviously, sometimes it goes wrong. The confidence he inspires in us goes into, directions we didn't really hope for it to go. Mike in 7th grade was encouraged to ask Hannah Waldhorn on a date. That went horribly wrong. Jeff has been encouraged many times to have an extra drink at the end of the night. Has wound up hugging the porcelain throne. But that confidence that he inspires in all of us, it comes from something in himself, I think. This coolness that's inside of him, this confidence that he brings to every situation. He never seems frazzled, never seems shaken. So I was shocked the first time that he told me about Kaylie. And there was some sort of quavering in his voice, something that sounded a bit nervous, and I thought to myself, what does this mean? What is this girl doing to him that's making him so nervous? Something must be wrong here. This can't be good. And then I met Kaylie for the first time, and obviously Alex was there as well, and I saw something different in Alex. He cared about something, I think, for the first time in a way I'd never seen him care about something before. He was so in love that he was afraid of losing that. And I think if you love somebody that much, you damn well better be afraid of losing it. And so, I mean, I think that's really the only time I've seen his confidence shaken in that way, and it reflects in an incredible way on their relationship. Tomorrow they're getting married. There's nothing left to fear. They're together, and they're going to have a lifetime of happiness. And I want to say cheers to Alex and Kaylie. I wish I had my drink up there.
Good job. Good job, guys. Good job.